Welcome back to the BLONGshow. So, if you're looking to see the video of Will smacking Chris Rock, you gotta look somewhere else that ain't on here. I'm on here to tell you why Will smacked Chris Rock. And I'm here to tell you why Chris Rock cracked the joke on Jada Pinkett. And I'm here to tell you why Jada Pinkett been disrespecting Will Smith the way that she's doing. So without further ado, let's get right into it. I hope you don't mind me shining my shoes while I'm working on this video, because that's what I'm gonna do. But so question number one: why did Will smack Chris Rock? Will slapped Chris Rock because he out of character right now. Right now, Will Smith is going through something that he never been through before in his life. And I think every man is gonna meet this day if he ever gets spiritually married to a woman. So you say, why do I say every man is gonna meet that day if he gets spiritually married to a woman? So I'll back up and straighten that up a little bit to say every man that gets spiritually married to a woman and gets his heart broke is gonna be in the same space that Will is in right now. The reason I say this is, and the reason I say spiritually married is because a lot of people get married governmentally, which means with the paper and all of that jazz, but they don't get spiritually married. So I don't know if Jada Pinkett was spiritually married to Will, which I don't think is possible from the things that she's doing and saying, but Will was spiritually married to her. In other words, his expectations, his soul, whether he recognized his soul or not, was meshed with hers. She probably just didn't mesh back because there's certain things she couldn't do if she was spiritually married to him. You remember Michael Jackson's mom? She was spiritually married to Joe, and Joe was spiritually married to her. Joe just did some dumb stuff, and he was lucky that she stuck around. She didn't disrespect Joe when Joe disrespected her. She removed herself from the situation. So back to the disrespect that Will received. Will smacked Chris Rock because Will is volatile right now. If Will believes in God, he'll be okay. And even if he don't, as time passes, he'll be okay. Because what happens in life is God gives us time. And if we use time, we get better in time. That's the purpose of time. Time heals everything. Even if you die in time, you was taken away from the pain that you was given in time. Now we can disrespect that fact, or we can respect that fact, but it's a fact. And so Will lost his mind for now. This lady running around talking about how she was in love with Tupac and how she didn't, I heard about her and Will and them having an open relationship, but in the open relationship, they still got rules. And she dibbled and dabbled without him. So, you know, Will feeling all of this different stuff going on. And that's why he slapped Chris. Because Will out of his mind right now. He out of character. He losing it. Because he think he losing her and he thinks she's worth more than what she's worth. And I'll tell you why I say that when I get to her. And so then we go to why did Chris Rock disrespect Jada Pinkett? Chris Rock disrespected Jada Pinkett because he see Jada Pinkett as Jada Pinkett, not Jada Pinkett Smith. He see the things that she doing, just like we do, and he like she ain't nothing but a rat. So when he thinking of her, he ain't thinking of Will no more. He thinking of a slut that's in the industry, that ain't even really in the industry no more. He thinking of somebody that fooled on a king. You know, Will may do dumb things, but in his realm, he considered a king. That boy done did a lot of different stuff. And when the queen or someone placed in the queen's position start disrespecting the king, all the other kings, jesters, and anybody else with any type of rule looks at that queen as nothing. Where do you think they start calling people Jezebel from? Where do you think they started talking about when they were stoning women and stuff like that? Because then that woman is on her own and they looking at her as she's not worth nothing. You know, nobody with any sense want Jada Pinkett anymore. They looking at if she did that to Will, what's she gonna do to me? And other people looking at it as this broad is worthless. She was just a hood rat. A hood rat that got put on. You know, she running around talking about Tupac still. For what? She 50-something years old and still talking about Tupac, who got killed at like 25 years old. And talking about how they was this and how they was that. She trying to ride on the Tupac train still. And married to somebody that did way more than Tupac. Somebody that Tupac would have never even been close to doing what he doing. You know, Tupac fans will say Tupac was this and Tupac could do that. Tupac would have never been able to come close to touching the accomplishments that Will Smith did. Tupac would never get would never get the respect that Will got. You know how much respect Will got? Tupac could have never played in the movies that Will played in. Tupac couldn't have never been Bad Boys, Men in Black. Whatever the movie was where Will was a doctor and he was discovering them concussions. Tupac could have never did that. I, Robot. The other movie where I Am Legend. Never. Never ever. If he was still alive today, he still couldn't do those movies. And this woman running around talking about how she was in love with him. Somebody that was a kind of like a follower and a thug. And then having these sexual relationships in secrecy, away from Will. You know, I know they had the open relationship where they was doing stuff together, but she started sneaking doing it on her own. And then with terribly the wrong people. You know, so Chris Rock was like, this a rat. And he did what you do to rats. People don't have regard for rats. And they ooh and eye that Will smack Chris Rock. That's the farthest from what people should be interested in. People should be interested in the big picture of what really happened. Will Smith lost control. You know what he did to his career? People scared of Will Smith now. Directors and things like that, I feel like Will has slapped them. But the best part about it, at the end of the day, you know what's gonna happen? Will gonna apologize to Chris Rock. Because, like I said, as time passes, people are healed. And Will gonna know that he was wrong. Will might be crying right now, alone, because he know what he did didn't help anything. He trying to prove to Jada that he love her. And at this point, he really don't. Jada better be careful and fix herself and not take this as, look what he'll do for me. You better look at that as, I messed up and it's time for me to fix it if you want Will to stay around. Will wants to be with her, but it's a long road ahead. And if Will don't feel some reconciliation, once time starts the healing, he's going to leave her. And he's not going to care nothing about what happened to her, what she doing, or nothing. He's going to be gone about his business. So be careful of what you think is funny and why you think somebody got slapped. Hopefully Will don't kill nobody while he's in his messed up mind state. And then we get to Jada Pinkett. She probably sitting back right now thinking everything was sweet, thinking, ha ha ha, you talk about me and got smacked. But what she really needs to be thinking about is, if she keep messing over this man, she might come up dead or messed up. The state of mind that he in, he not worried about going to jail or anything. He doing everything right now in according to trying to have her be with him and be with him the way that he wanted her to be with him. Nothing else. Their household was tore up because of her. You're the mother of these children. They're going all off into crazy stuff. All because you wanted them to do this and do that because you probably was uncomfortable with your career versus Will's career, when you should have been just backing your husband up, but you was in competition with him. See, the way that they put the world today, well, I say the people that's in the world today, everybody want to compare, but they ain't comparing properly. A woman is not a man, and nor should she act like one, nor should she think like one. But for some reason, everybody want women to think like men and be men. If a woman back a man up, they say she living in his shadow. That's just foolish. If a woman back a man up the right way, she is part of his existence. She is part of who he is. She is part of why he doing what he doing. She is part of his capability. You know, while she was over there trying to please Tupac and help him shoot videos and stuff like that. She should have been making sure wasn't nobody getting over on Will and raising them kids. Your career wasn't booming, so why you wasn't busy being a mama? Instead of chasing this little dude around who was confused on who he was. Will was doing his thing. Tupac was still developing. And then on top of that, if you wanted to be with Tupac, why you didn't just be with him? Because you wanted Will's security. You wanted what Will brought to the table. I see now. Or at least I hope other people see now. You know, she said weird stuff like Will could never do certain things for her mentally and physically that Tupac could. I thought that was like one of the stupidest things I heard. Will couldn't do it because she was in the wrong state of mind. It wasn't Will, it was her. But as men, we tend to think as us. Because we're supposed to dominate. We're supposed to be the dominant species. But guess what? Everybody will tell you, no, you're not. You're equal. So let's peep out something right quick. And I'm gonna just touch on it real quick. I'm not gonna stick to it. If men not dominant, why do they, when they do that weird thing sexually, why do they call a woman a dominatrix? I'm just asking. Because I've never heard of a male dominatrix. Have you? Men supposed to be dominant. And so when a woman starts to dominate the man, the balance is off. And when that balance is off, it's a problem. It's a sickness. And when that sickness comes, weird things start happening. And the man is extremely confused. The household is destroyed. And the man starts saying and doing things that he ain't got no business saying and doing. And a lot of times people come up dead or beat down real bad. This is why I do these shows. Because I'm trying to make humanity better. And when I look at stuff like this, I make an effort to say something. Somebody told me about it or I wouldn't even know about it. And they asked me to speak about it. I hope I gave you a perception of what really happened. I could give you some more scenarios, but I don't want to get personal. And I don't want to put anybody else's business out here. All I say is people stick together. In times like this, people need other people in order for them to make it enough time for them to understand that they're heading down the wrong path, and enough time for them to heal so they can see that the person that did this to them or doing it to them is not worth it. So they can get enough time to see why people speaking out against the people. Chris Rock was in support of Will Smith. That's why all of that happened. Chris Rock was looking at Jada Pinkett as what she's acting like. And this is why all of this happened. Everybody's caught in the mix. Everybody's looking for some big, fun story. But it's not fun and it's not funny. There's some serious things sitting behind the situation that occurred. Help your people. Help the people around you. When you see them in need, even when they say they're not, give them a lending ear. Give them a good word. This the BLONGshow. Stop thinking everything is a joke. Watch out for the heart. The heartbreak is very serious. Young humanitarian, I'm out.